My name is Lisa Dickieson, and I'm a lawyer and longtime international rule of law and democracy practitioner. And I'm here this morning with my colleague, Mark Dietrich, to talk about some of these issues. And Mark, we understand that you've started a new initiative called the Alliance for the American Rule of Law. Can you tell us a little bit about that initiative and why you've started it up?
Good morning. Nice to be here with you. My name is Mark Dietrich. I've been working on rule of law overseas for approximately 30 years. And in recent years, I've been thinking and worrying more about the rule of law in our country, in particular because of the situation now with misinformation and disinformation, and the fact that it's harder to find out what the truth is. And it's coming down more and more to the courts in this country, which are one of the last places where arguments can be made objectively, information shared objectively, and facts can emerge. At the same time, there are assaults on the rule of law and on the justice system in this country, including people verbally attacking judges for making decisions that they disagree with, also threatening judges with impeachment because the judges have made decisions that they disagree with. And bear in mind that no one's going to be happy, not everyone is going to be happy with the decision that a judge makes. Always one party is going to lose the case. So somebody's going to be unhappy, and the judge is in a very difficult position. But we need to stand up for our judges and to protect the rule of law in this country and protect the independence of the judiciary in this country, which is something that is a long-held and deeply entrenched American value, going back, in fact, actually to before the creation of the United States, when John Adams took on what was probably the most unpopular cause of his time, which was to represent the British soldiers who had fired on American protesters at the Boston Massacre. And these values were subsequently captured in our Declaration of Independence, which cites the lack of judicial independence as one of the reasons for separating from England, and in our Constitution and Bill of Rights, which enumerate numerous legal rights. So as we see these threats to the judiciary in this country and to the rule of law in this country, I think it's more and more important for American lawyers to speak out on behalf of the judges, and those of us who have worked in international legal development overseas in countries like Russia, Romania, Bulgaria, Georgia, and in Central Asia, have seen what it's like when there is no rule of law. And when there's a lack of an ability to speak out, there's a lack of freedom of expression, lack of freedom of assembly. So the risk here is here, and we need to do all we can to speak out in defense of the rule of law in this country. And that's why we're working together with other implementing partners and colleagues who've been working overseas to support the rule of law overseas, to help establish this Alliance for American Rule of Law.